A recent Department of Homeland Security directive allows immigration officers to enter and operate in what they call sensitive areas, which include schools, churches, and hospitals. More details on this policy and how it may affect UTRGV. Take a look.
Federal immigration officials have now broader leeway to conduct operations.
A modification in law enforcement operations under the Trump administration in late January now lets U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement to set foot on public schools. KBQ-TV spoke with political science assistant professor Alvaro Corral to learn what these changes will bring.
The Obama administration early in its first term put out what's called the Morton Memo, and it directed DHS ICE to not conduct operations in those areas because they were deemed sensitive locations. The Trump administration in this term has almost since day one or maybe day two revoked that directive to DHS ICE.
The directive that rescinded law enforcement guidelines on sensitive areas was issued by the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Benjamin Huffman. The news release states the rescission was done to empower federal officials to reach criminal aliens that use places like American schools and churches to hide from authorities.
So, Section 51.209 of the Education Code states an institution of higher education, the governing boards with authorized representatives, that would be us, may refuse to allow persons having no legitimate business to enter on property under the board's control and may eject any undesirable person from the property on the person's refusal to leave peaceably upon request.
KBQ-TV reached out to UTRGV Vice President for University Marketing and Communications, Patrick Gonzalez, about immigration officials now being able to enter schools. Gonzalez provided us with a frequently asked questions website from the Office of Legal Affairs as a resource on the university's protocols if an immigration officer sets foot at UTRGV. The website reiterates that non-university law enforcement officials can enter public areas on campus. However, restricted areas like classrooms, offices, and dorms are off limits for federal authorities if a warrant signed by a judge is not presented.
They can ask for a signed judicial warrant to be presented, and then and only then can federal officials enter the premise. But without that, people have their right to obviously remain silent and to not open doors to private personal spaces.
The Office of Legal Affairs adds that they cannot provide personal legal advice on immigration cases, but does provide resources that can help on its website. If you or someone you know feels unsafe or is concerned about their current situation, the Office of Legal Affairs advises to reach out to UTRGV Student Life and Dean of Students and the Counseling Center. For KBQ-TV in Brownsville, Víctor Ortega.